Hello, 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 and here we are on Crossroads Winter. And we have none other than the mighty Marcel playing as the OKW here in the north. Already sending out his units here, grabbing the fuel, of course. Meanwhile, his opponent, Leon, is playing as the Soviets, already locking in a commander here. We see armored assault tactics, which of course comes with the radio intercept, so he will know everything that Marcel attempts to build here. We have 3 conscripts being loaded out in the Soviet manpower factories. Meanwhile, we have some very interesting wire here. Not quite sure what this is supposed to wire. I'm guessing he wants to put a sandbag here later on. That's the only thing I can think of, to be honest. I'm not sure. Interesting nonetheless. Meanwhile, Marcel here has taken control of the center. And both players playing very cautiously here. Still no shots fired so far. 3 Volks versus 3 conscripts. There you go, first engagement coming down here in the center. Conscripts here not going for this green cover, but it's just looking for that raw DPS by standing still. It seems to be ganging up behind this Sherman now. Folks retreating back to the safety and warmth of the walls in this garrison. Folks closing in here. Not quite enough for a flamer pop, but we will see it shortly, I believe. Meanwhile, 4 conscripts being loaded in here by Lion. We have a flanking Stern Pioneer here. Conscripts redirecting all of their fire. Stern Pioneer here taking just a lot of damage, but meantime, Marcel here capitalizing on it. Moving up his Volksgrenadiers while the conscripts are busy killing these poor Stern Pioneers. But I'm not sure if that was quite enough time that he needed, so that Volks is also forced away here. Well played from Lion, redirecting his fire that quick. Meaning he actually ends up on top in this engagement, and Flamer is now also being queued up, so this garrison won't stay here for long unless they want to turn into some coal. The Volks just are dropping like flies here. Excellent early engagement from Lion. Dealing a lot of damage there and taking control of the center. About to also grab the cutoff here for Marcel's fuel, which will of course delay his vehicle timings as well as the teching, right? Grabbing this, which cuts off the fuel, actually as well as the munitions point here, which is a very nice pickup. Meanwhile, in the west, he's also grabbing his own munitions point there. Very nice. And good opening here for Lion. Also attempts to get a sandbag up there, but that got turned into sand as the Germans interrupted them. But yeah, overwhelming strength here of Marcel, freshly replenished units, forcing those poor conscripts away. As the Germans are also interrupting the sandbag in the north here. Stern Pioneer closing in here on the flamethrower, taking a lot of heat from the STG 44s of the Stern Pioneer. We also have a cutoff push here from Marcel himself, you know, repaying the favor. So yeah, Marcel about to find himself under double Muni here. And is also getting the victory points, of course. But he won't get the sandbag up. A lot of interruptions happening so far. Of course, we did see a sandbag build time nerf not too long ago. I think it was like half a year ago. And since then, it's been way harder to you know, be aggressive and build these sandbags, which is just so good for the game itself, because it actually forces you to play with the map, you know, use the natural cover. Don't build sandbags everywhere, because you'll just get interrupted, right? So very nice. From the balance team, actually. There. Meanwhile, Lion here forcing that Folk away, but he did get cut off for a bit, so about even, I would probably say, on resources, but Marcel here defending his muni points. And yes, points plural, because he is defending both of them. As the Stern Pioneer creep up here, is going to deny the green tractor cover. But yeah, the North seems to have been lost by Marcel and won by Lion here, taking a large offensive maneuver with all of his conscripts here. Which will mean he's going to grab a lot of map here, but he actually seems to be redirecting his units back down south here. Most likely that's going to be slow capturing with this squad. Meanwhile, these just go straight ham towards the cutoff here. But yeah, tier 3 is now up for Lion, T70 about 7 fuel away. Meanwhile, Marcel here going battle group, but no sign of a flak off track so far. He hasn't even gotten the mechanized battle group support, so you might actually skip light vehicle, because he did opt for a MG34 here. Which means his next unit will most likely be a Raketen. But yeah, very nice maneuver here from Lion. I do like this, you know, using all of your units in a concentrated push, forcing your opponent away, and then you slow cap with one unit while you send everything else to the most important points. Very nice there. Really just shows how much of a plan these players have, you know. It's a very good play, I think, in my book. And here we go, T70 is coming up, Raketen quite far away, still not in the queue, so... Oh, Soviet mine here actually, so it was never a risk of wiping that flamethrower. But of course the Volksgrenadiers does walk on it. Here comes the T70. So these folks have a long way home. MG34 now flanked on the cutoff here. But no Molotov tech just yet for Mr. Lion, but he does need it, of course. If the machine gun is flanked, there ain't much he can do. And finally we do have the Raketen here in queue for Marcel to stop the T70 threat, or at least, you know, limit its damage here.
Supply lines have been cut.
And I very much like this wire. It actually denies your opponent from building a sandbag like this, which is exactly what you want right now. His opponent is forced to build a sandbag like this, which is a double-edged sword, right? Now you also can use it if he does that. So very nice wire there, and small details like that really do make a difference during the course of hundreds of games and hundreds of minutes playing. We have Maxim next up for Lion here. And we see Marcel here trying to get his cutoff back, which is going to be a bit harder now that there's a Maxim out, which will most likely be redirected towards that direction in a heartbeat. Yeah, Raketen here looking for the T70. So we have a Flame Nade from the Folks here, doing a lot of damage here on the Conscripts, just sitting in it, but the Flamethrower did force away that poor Volksgrenadier. Meanwhile, T70 here takes a shot, but then reverses to safety. Raketen looking for an attack round here, misses by a hair. Meanwhile, Stern Pioneer did close in on this Conscript here and did come out on top, because the Conscript was busy focusing on the machine gun there, so well played there from Marcel.
Combat engineers are standing by.
We have a second Maxim coming out for Lion now, just really solidifying his position here. I think he feels he's ahead with the light vehicle, and I wouldn't exactly deny it. Because, you know, OKW generally does have a later medium timing to begin with. Meanwhile, the Soviets, the exact reverse. You have faster vehicle timings for your mediums. So even though he did spend a lot of fuel on this light vehicle, he's still going to have a very decent timing here. I mean, OKW, we're looking probably at 14 minutes fastest for a Panzer IV-J. And that's at the absolute fastest range. So I wouldn't be scared of a vehicle just yet. So no reason to grab a Sysgun yet. Yeah, T-70 does eat a shot there. Folks were trying to get in snare range, but they did walk on that mine. As we have a machine gun duel here in the center. Meanwhile, the Soviet horde charging up north. T-70 redirecting to his engineer that can repair while capturing. Very nice efficiency there. As Lion seems to be winning in the north as well. Lion actually seems to be winning everywhere right now. Maxim is even beating the MG34 in the garrison war. And here we go, Maxim now locking down the cutoff here. Marcel is in deep trouble, to be honest now. He's so far from really anything. I guess he could go for a Panzer IV here. He needs about 40 more fuel for a Panzer IV. So at least 2 minutes with current fuel income, but it seems to might be dropping even faster. We also have 2 sandbanks coming up here for Lion, which is going to make it very hard to deal with this cutoff. We do have a Folk here, probably looking for a flanking route, but with the T-7 in the backlines, right, it's going to be very expensive flankings. So this Folk trying to get in grenade range, I think, of this garrison, but Maxim here, just close range. Does manage to get the flame grenade though, will mean that Maxim will be forced to pull out of there. Yeah, very fortified cutoff here. Very hard for Marcel to do anything. At this point, I would probably redirect my attention to the left side. But of course, Lion here has been mining and doing all sorts of preventive strategies. See T-7 here, attack running through the hedgerow, Raketen returning the favor here. Meanwhile, Maxim just keeps blapping, constant fire here. Very well played from Lion. Flamethrower also joining the center to try to burn out these Germans, but MG34 in the back line, putting some hurt on. Raketen that connects once again. T-7 now in kill range. And he does have the sweeper upgrade. I thought he might be going for a Shrek pop there, but not quite. Getting dangerously close to that mine there. He needs to pull out those sweepers out of his pocket. T-70 goes down to an attack, Raketen attack round. Incredible shot there. Now they have a long way home through machine gun fire. Meanwhile, Maxim in the center is finally forced away there. Small victory for Marcel, but really needs those resources. Panzer IV, however, is almost clickable. Meanwhile, Lion hasn't quite started teching here. Here we go. And T-34 is able to be clicked pretty much straight away, unless he wants the 85 variant, which is an option with this doctrine. Yeah, expensive charge here. Flamethrower removing the machine gun from the house, but still remains a threat here. Very interesting choice to set up here, because this road is negative cover. So that's a very dangerous position to keep your machine gun in. He probably just wants to... No, he wants to get back in the garrison. Alright, okay. I mean, that's fine, I think. And finally, Marcel redirects his attention to the west here, immediately walks on a mine, but does cut off the fuel for a couple seconds, but at this point it probably doesn't matter. Yeah, Panzer IV is now out. It's much needed to break through this defensive line here. And this is where this double Maxim kind of becomes an issue, because no Sysguns. And he doesn't quite have the manpower here to field a Sysgun and a tank, right? Yeah, and Lion doesn't want to stay there any second longer than necessary. Immediately retreats everything. And it still actually doesn't have the grenade package, so he doesn't even have access to snares. Now Lion is in trouble here, I will admit that, but he's getting the 7-man pops, he's also getting a T-34-85. Ooh.
Have granted us IS2 heavy tanks.
Fall back! Fall back now! Yes, comrade.
Very nice play here from Marcel as well. Very active Panzer IV. Takes a couple shots here, forcing his opponent to retreat, and then pulls over to the other side. Very nice. Making sure he wins on this side as well with the superior armor support.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory. T-34 ready for combat.
Yeah, T-34-85 is now coming out, of course, with a heavier gun than your normal T-34. As this Maxim probably regrets entering this house. There we go, first shot connects from the 85, Panzer IV quick to dab back Raquette and retreating for some reason there in the north. Not quite sure why.
I'm bigger than you, I'm higher in the food chain.
And thank you there for the radius, GK. And Panzer IV should just be quashing these sandbags here, turning them to sand, because, you know, you don't want to get locked there again. Especially now when Lion has AT support. Ooh! Takes a blab at the garrison there, taking out that corner. And of course Marcel quick to retreat out of the house, but stands again on the red cover here. He's going to just take a lot more unnecessary damage.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
And the Panzer IV here is supported by the Raketten, so 85 needs to be careful. Pretty sure he did spot that with a combat engineer there in the center. Meanwhile, we have Lion here being on the aggressive in the north. I think he got suppressed by the Schwer HQ, which is positioned on the northern cutoff here from Marcel.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Nice shot there from the Panzer IV, getting close to 10 kills now. As the 85 almost knocks out that Volksgrenadier. Raketten does connect the shot though, forcing the 85 back to repair even further. Yeah, Lion here getting close to a second vehicle, but so is Marcel now that is actually secure his fuel. And a Siskan is coming out for Lion, might be opting for the IS2 stall then. Could be a possibility. As the sandbag attempt in the center here was interrupted by the Panzer IV. But yeah, I feel like Lion is bleeding a lot here, really not getting the engagements he wants, and this Maxim is about to get flanked here. Could potentially pick a doctrine with infiltration grenades. He does have spec copes available to him. Well, this Panzer IV is just delivering pain here. So is of course the 85 here, but it's just slightly behind on the kill death ratio. As the Panzer IV and Raketten is now lurking. I feel like this Raketten is a trap here. Panzer IV just baiting the 85, which is honestly quite overextended here. A long way back to safety. And these infantry here are very low as well. He's about to get completely cut off. Combat engineer could go down here. Same for the conscript. But 85 is also in trouble. Siskan is in place though. Connects twice with the Panzer IV. Needs 2 more connections. Raketten connects with the 85, so does the P4J. Raketten connects again. No, it doesn't actually. It misses. Misses again. Needs 2 more hits on the 85 to kill it. Meanwhile, P4J down to 1 HP. Raketten missed again? What the hell? But yeah, Marcel actually going Spec Ops. I like that. I think it's probably OKW's best late game of my commander here. Gets the infiltration grenades for his folks as well as the command panther, which is almost ready to click in here. And that will surely help him versus the T-3485s. And of course the oncoming IS2 here. Here we go, Panther coming out now for Marcel. This Lion has fortified the center quite nicely here.
Supply sector under attack.
Flaming in the garrison there. Maxim needs to get out of there. Meanwhile, Panther doing some damage with its machine guns. Maxim just burning alive. Has Lion not seen this? As the 85 finds the Panzer 4J. Raketten not quite in position. Panzer 4 misses. Panther needs to reposition. Sis barrage on the Raketten, proving who's the superior 80 gun right there. As the conscripts get bogged down there by the Schwer HQ. T-34 or T-34, MG-34 protecting the flank, but takes a hit from the T-34. Yeah, very back and forth and fluid game so far. I mean, things will change when the IS2 appears though. Not quite sure if Marcel is realizing what he's up against here. Panzer 4 almost goes down there. Sis missing the killing blow. Panther and Volks now coming in for the flank. Maxim here, not set up. Volks just walks straight past him. But is retreating due to the threat of the T-3485. As Lion is abandoning the center defense due to the might of the Germans marching in here, fully healed, fully replenished, and we have attack runs here. I think he was looking at this Volk, but couldn't quite get him.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
New Maxim though, in position. Needs to find that Siskan, however, which is far back. Meaning he can't really go for a dive here. Here comes the Soviet hordes from the south. Needs to start using these sweepers. He upgraded them so long ago, but I don't think he's applied them once, and he keeps walking into the mines like that. Which is just really unfortunate.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
This 85 is now playing with destiny. Where's the Panzer 4 follow-up? This could definitely be it. Could go in here. Panther misses, and so does the Raketten seemingly. Marcel don't think this is the opening he needs, but us as casters surely sees how poorly defended that Siskan is. Of course, with this commander you could also use the flares here. He's floating a lot of munitions, so could start using those abilities. Oh, flame nade, no infiltration grenades just yet. Siskan misses twice, I believe, there on the Panzer 4. You will see the infiltration grenades this time around. Nope. Oh, yes, I mean. The Lion isn't paying attention. That's a lot of damage. We also have a Soviet mine here. And these folks could probably kill it. Yes, indeed. Conscripts goes down to the infiltration grenades.
The enemy has cut off a sector.
Meanwhile, Lion here, he has access to the planes now. Oh no.
Only 200 points remain.
Doesn't matter. The 85 is forcing the infantry away. And we have a cis barrage here on this sandbag building, Volksgrenadiers. Oh! Panther is now fully repaired. And so is the P4J. Maxim in the garrison once again, about to eat a flame nade. These folks are about to eat dust. Siskan there, missing and bouncing twice on the Panther. As the P4 is trading blows with the T-34-85. There we go, finally a penetration. Panther just sitting and giving the Siskan veterans at this point. As the Panzer IV seemingly is beating the T-34-85, which it should. And we have another Panzer IV here. Also have a regrouping Siskan here to deal with the Panzer IV threat. Oh. There we go, the lag was merely the IS2 entering the battlefield. Can be welcomed by the Soviet Air Force potentially. As the machine guns are forced away from the center.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector. A sector has been cut off. Panzer IV is ready for battle.
And that is another Panzer IV. We also have radio silence here, which is bad for me as a caster, because I can't see shit what's going on either. But yeah, going in, Siskan way out of position. Lion has not realized what is going on quite yet. We have planes coming in trying to salvage the situation, but Siskan does go down, and it looks like Marcel will take it out as well. Volks almost goes down there though to the planes. Raketten takes the snap at the T-34-85. Siskan is now fully destroyed. But Marcel here staying in the plane might want to be using this anti-aircraft mode on the Tier 4. And we also have the Mark vehicle being used from the Panther on the IS2, which gets these vehicles higher accuracy towards it. Yeah, very solid radio silence there. It's such a small thing, but that Siskan probably wouldn't have died if it didn't do that.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
But yeah, Lion is really lacking in the 80 department now, and is facing two Panzer IVs and a Panther. All he has is the IS-2 and 85 to combat these super heavy armored vehicles. Meanwhile, Marcel here does have the Raketten support. He's going in for the Panther here, but the IS-2 isn't the one tanking all the blows. That's the T-34-85. Not quite dead yet though. IS-2, however, is just laughing at the Raketten while it blaps it away. I can't believe the 85 gets out of there. There we go, another coordinated fire ability used on the IS-2. And here comes the Panzer IVs. Getting behind the rear here. We see misses, we see Raketten stolen here. IS-2 needs to keep reversing, what is he doing? But it's bouncing even on the rear. He is repairing it in front, but I don't think that is enough. Panzer 4 might go down though, could use the 85 here, but he's using the vehicle repair. Panzer 4 goes down. Second Panzer 4. I think that's game. Is it? Yes, indeed. It seems Lion threw in the towel here. Let me just quit out of this sound bug, because it's annoying as hell. But yeah, here you can see the stats. Marcel's Panzer 4 is just doing so much this game, I think. Very well played from him. Very well played from them both. And GG's.